This message is for the American people. We have a duty to do our part in upholding the United States Constitution. The primaries for the next presidential candidate start as early as January of 2024. Please do your part, campaign, speak to the officials running for office, listen to them, and share your views honestly and openly. Take to social media and speak on the topics you hold dear, and do so with the vigor with which your beliefs deserve. Complacency is death. I believe in equality, honor and respect. I believe that the biggest problem we have right now in society is not lack of understanding, but the unwillingness to understand. Failure to communicate and discuss our views and differences is our greatest folly. People hate. Without question. They react with their gut feelings, and instead of processing those feelings and opening themselves up to understanding the perspective which they reject and fear, they accept those feelings as truth, before even understanding those feelings for what they are. Feelings are indicators. The next time someone does something or says something you don't agree with, and you feel intense fear or hate well up inside you, have the courage to ask why. Why do you feel this way? What do you think they meant by what they said? Do you understand what they are saying? Or are you just gleaming a minute insight into their view, that fills you with disgust and fear? Ask them. Learn about their perspective. Respect your fellow man enough to trust that they can't possibly be as bad as your first impression. The majority of people, they are good. When I've talked to anyone at length about their views, we've come to find that what we truly believe is not far off at all. I ask that you look at everything. Every feeling, every issue, every belief with the knowledge that maybe, that feeling you feel could be incorrect. Test it. Give it the benefit of the doubt until you are certain. Ask questions. If you don't understand, ask more questions until you do. Until you are certain of your views, and how the person whose views you don't agree with came to be, please give them the benefit of the doubt, that maybe that person is not as evil as you believe them to be. On the other side, if your perspective is being rejected, don't slink back, don't shut your mouth, hated for speaking your truth. Try to continue the conversation, and understand. Find someone, anyone willing to listen. Only in understanding each other can we work together for a better tomorrow. My personal views are not popular. In fact, I have been silent for a very long time, knowing how rigidly my truth is accepted when I share it. I have been masked, silently watching, fearful of being prosecuted by the masses because they never seem to understand my perspective. I am silent, no more. If what I say hurts you or offends you in any way, I am sorry, but that is a reflection of you, and your perspective of the world. I have the freedom of speech, just as you do, and I wholeheartedly believe in that freedom. Speak your mind, make your case, and stand your ground. When you learn that maybe you have been wrong, accept that your views have changed and that you no longer have to hate, or follow someone else's views blindly. It is only through respectfully communicating and understanding each other that we can come to agreements that will benefit humanity as a whole. I believe that world peace is possible, it just may be difficult to achieve within our lifetime. But does that mean that it is not worth fighting for? We have made great strides since our country is founded. The legal framework is, or was in place for many of the things that promote world peace. Equality means, equal. What equal is can be quantified. Equality means equal opportunity and equal pay under the law. Equal means, without consideration of gender, sex, upbringing, religion, or social station. Equality means equal pay for equal work. Companies should have clear expectations of their employees, with clear milestones and reasons for advancement. It should have nothing to do with who you know, how pretty you are, or who you are married to. Equal pay, for equal work. If you are not receiving this, it is your responsibility to fight for it. If you do not have the financial resources or legal know-how to do so, then it is on you to move on. Find a company worth working for. Equality means church and state are separate. Marriage is a legal and a religious institution. The government is to allow marriage to all people, regardless of their religious views and gender. This is not up for debate. Separation of church and state is of the utmost importance. As religion can be anything, there is no one God, and we must accept that. Religions are guidelines to follow, and all the major religions evolved with people, and for the betterment of people. They all have important teachings that promote goodness and understanding. Everyone should be free to worship and practice as they see fit, as long as it does not persecute another human being or spread hate. Equality means equal opportunity. This does not mean socialism. This does not mean communism. It means, you will be provided with everything you need to succeed in this world. Even born with nothing, you have government resources available to you. Education, the FAFSA, job openings, military service. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people who didn't even know about resources that existed. And after I told them where to go to get these resources, I don't understand why they never took it upon themselves to see for themselves if I was telling the truth. I guess they were more comfortable not working hard and just asking for a handout. Try just as hard if not harder as the next person. Be it in school, in your career, or in the pursuit of your own happiness. Fight for what is right, take control of your life, you are your best advocate. Strive to be the best person you can be. For yourself, for your family, for your offspring, for the future of humanity. Put in the work, and you will succeed. This country is built on the backs of immigrants, both by choice and by force. That is not up for debate. We, the American people, we live and breathe this society together. It is important to understand and respect each other's views as we work towards the future. Acceptance, tolerance, and insight into different cultures is our strength. We have lost sight of the end goal, turning frustration towards a government that only seeks to serve us. We blame, we hate, we complain. But how many of you see everything for what it really is? How many of you take it upon yourselves to try and help, and change the world for the better? We make strides, and then sometimes we lose. Women's rights and LGBTQ rights are under attack. I did not think this would happen in my lifetime. I was dumbfounded. We are supposed to be evolving, not devolving the human race. No one has any right to tell another person what to do with their body. The decision to carry a baby to term is the woman's choice, and hers alone. God kills, and God gives life, equally. Most pregnancies that fail are due to chance circumstance. The mother in many cases never even knows she was ever pregnant. It does not make sense to go against the judgment of a person who knows their situation the best and can best make that decision. Who would want to bring a child into the world knowing that it would be born into poverty or could not be cared for appropriately? I do not want mothers who are not ready to be mothers to take on the burden of child rearing before they are ready. It perpetuates poverty and makes it difficult for the mother to meet their full potential before making the decision to raise children. No one has any right to tell me what I am allowed to do with my body, or what I must do. I am not a slave to my mistakes or my misfortune. My body, my rules, my choice, my strength, and my power. Society is a mess right now. Rights are being stripped away, illegally from people, needlessly. People feel oppressed by law enforcement and government, but when questioned, many of the people with these extremist views against power don't have any experience with it. Most people have never possessed it, and they have never experienced the oppression they claim to be against. There will always be learning pains. As we make strides for a better tomorrow, the systems that hold up the rights and laws we fight for also need to be updated so that they can keep up. That is where the problem is. We must continue on our trajectories. We must continue to fight for what we believe in and speak up to those who listen and those who care, continue to optimize processes that are in place. Equality is important. I understand your frustration. Equality is a goal, and getting to it is a process. If the law dictates equality and what happens is oppression, you continue the fight. You do this by speaking. By communicating your plight, and taking it up through the chain of command until someone who can do something about it does so. Talk to your representatives. If they don't agree with you, vote for someone who does in the next election. Do your part. I have never understood the hate for law enforcement, and I wonder how anyone could hate another person so much. Especially when the people they hate are the ones taking on the job that no one else wants. Law enforcement officers enforce the law, and they protect the American people by catching criminals. We elect the government officials who make the laws, and the law enforcement officers support that law. They are the hand and fist, they work for us, to uphold the laws that we have asked be put in place. They serve the American people by being first responders, enforcers, and peacekeepers in difficult situations. Most of the people who speak out against police have never even been questioned or detained. Their knowledge is not first-hand. I doubt that many of them have spoken to any law enforcement officers at length. You don't get rich working as a police officer. You do it because you love it. You pride yourself on being able to do a job not many people are willing to do. You seek to uphold the laws of our people, and you do so by putting your own well-being in the line of fire. There are always bad apples. Seek them out, report them. Scream from the rooftops. I'm not saying there are not bad cops, but I will say that every police officer I have come in contact with has done their duty diligently and respectfully. Law enforcement officers serve and protect at home, upholding the Constitution, protecting our businesses and our homes on American soil. The military protects American interests and furthers the American agenda by serving us everywhere else necessary in the world. They protect our right to govern by laws of our choosing, and they support the American people by fighting for what's necessary and what is right. They support our allies in need. They stand to protect the United States' position on the world stage. The only reason we have a voice that matters is because they are willing to fight, while civilians stay home. I believe in gun control, but I do not believe in taking guns from people who know how to use them and respect them. If someone has proven that they are of sound mind and capable of following the laws that govern firearms, and go through the proper channels, then they should have them. There will always be failures in the system. Anomalies. People who get guns that should never have them, but I believe this is a failure of society as a whole. Failure to treat psychological issues. Failure to teach children respect when it comes to firearms. I believe in the right to bear arms. I believe in the right to defend yourself and your property with any necessary force. I believe that the law-abiding citizens that own firearms and respect them will be the people who stand up for what's right in the event they ever need to. If we are ever attacked, or invaded, these law-abiding citizens will protect themselves, and then join together with each other and with military forces to push back invaders. These people are willing to fight to the death for what they believe in, at all costs. They are Americans. They are our unofficial militia. Power is only given when it is earned or taken. The people in power that we criticize have received that power because the people who are in office have decided that they deserve that position. Power, when used for good, is to be respected, not feared. I am a product of a military family. My upbringing and my marriage is a direct result of the stressors military families face while subjecting themselves to service for their countries. Too many people forget that the military has fought time and again for their right to live and breathe peaceably. I believe in world peace, but I know that it could be a long way off. I will never stop fighting for what I believe is right. At all costs, no matter what it takes. There is a better tomorrow, we just have to work together and accept that we are all in this together. I am the American dream, and so are you. Again, I ask you. Take responsibility for your part in the state of the world. Communicate openly and honestly. Understand your brothers and sisters as we are all the same, human race. Work towards a better world. Take to your socials and express your views en masse. We as individuals have more voice than we ever had in the history of the world. The conversation is open. This is Presidential Gate, 2024. It would be my honor to debate against President Trump in the presidential election. Though, I must admit, that I wish I had thought of this sooner. I do not have any experience serving as a public official, and I am not clear on the legalities of it. It is not possible, right now. Regardless, I think it would be fun to run a mock campaign effort to raise funds, to see if we can raise enough donations to qualify as a valid contender for the United States presidency. If you would like to see me debate against President Trump in the primaries, or even if you simply believe in my cause, please make a donation of any amount. This is a mock campaign, as I am not running for the next term. Every little bit helps. The donation can be any amount, we just need to raise 50,000 donors for the simulation. However, your funds will not go to waste. If Michelle Obama decides to accept the nomination to run against Trump for the seat, the entirety of the funds that are collected will go to aid her in her campaign. If she declines the offer, then I will split the funds equally amongst these charities, for the good of the world, on behalf of the American people. St. Jude. Volunteers of America. Amnesty International. Project Hope. United Nations. I will provide receipts. Thank you for listening. I look forward to the future.